What is up, everybody? I'm Shane Salonitri, and this is PlaySqorrTV. Today we are joined with professional handball player and former D1 Alabama wide receiver Ty Reed. Ty, how you doing today?
What's going on, guys? Shane, good. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So today we're not going to be talking about handball. You have some football history. Obviously, you played D1 football. So we're going to switch things over, talk a little bit NFL. It's one of the bright spots in the sporting world right now because, as we know, with this coronavirus, there's not much going on. So, free agency, it's been pretty active. It started a couple days ago. We saw some big moves. Obviously, Tom Brady left New England. Stephon Diggs is now a Bill. DeAndre Hopkins in a trade that I think is very questionable. I want to talk to you about these moves. Out of everything that's gone down, what is your favorite move so far?
Ooh, it's a loaded question. Yeah, but you're right. There is nothing going on in the sporting world. So without NFL free agency, it would be pretty boring. Like you were mentioning before, they canceled the rest of the handball season, so I am full on vacation now. And yeah, it's nice to see a little action with the NFL free agency going on. But my favorite move, I don't know if you can see this Joe Namath New York Jets jersey I'm wearing, but it is going to be great to not have Tom Brady in New England. I hate losing to him twice a year. I mixed feelings. It's cool to see a guy stay with the team for his entire career. Not a lot of guys do that anymore. But yeah, I think it might be good for Tom. It's definitely good for the Buccaneers. But that was, in my mind, the craziest move. I honestly didn't think he was going to leave. And Tom Brady not wearing the blue and white is going to be a crazy thing to see next season.
It's funny, as a Jets fan, your favorite move is a move that has nothing to do with it has to do with the Jets, but it's obviously the Jets are now making big moves.
Since Tom Brady's been in the league, which is about as long as I've been a football fan, he has been whooping up on us, little brothers of the division of the AFC East, and so it's nice not to play against them. I still think the Patriots are going to be fine. They always are. That's more of a franchise than a player-driven team, and so it's going to be nice not to be playing Tom Brady.
Well, right now there's some rumors going around that Cam Newton may end up going to the Patriots. Do you find any truth in that?
Yeah. I don't know. Belichick, he thinks 4 years ahead. He doesn't really put Band-Aids on things. He likes to really groom for the future. But at the same time, he also will always take the best guy that gives him the best chance of winning. I think Cam leaving Carolina, I think that was kind of tough for Carolina. I don't think they handled that situation very well. But they clearly want to move in a different direction. If the Patriots don't want to use a draft pick to get a quarterback, I don't think they have some high draft picks this season anyway. I think Cam would be a great fit. You give him a full off season to get with Belichick, and you give him a 2-3 year deal, and you say, listen, we're going to give you the team and let you go play for a few years. I think he could be very successful in New England.
That would be a very interesting fit. I would love to see. I mean, I don't think any of us would really know how another quarterback would really work in that system. We saw a couple years ago, Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, they were all able to do it to some degree, but I mean, no one is Brady.
That's a great point. Is that is Brady's been the guy. He's been what they build around, and they always have these role players, very successful players, but pretty much role players based around Tom Brady. And so to kind of lose the central heartbeat of your team there, it's going to be interesting to see how Belichick and the rest of the guys kind of bounce back. And I'm gonna say something crazy, but I want to see if I say they have less than 9 wins this season.
Oh wow, okay. I mean it's not that bold of a prediction. If that does happen, it's basically just fueling into this secret feud that everyone's saying is happening between Belichick and Brady. Just shows Brady was that guy over there.
That's true, and I think both guys want to prove a point. That I think subconsciously, Brady might want the Patriots to go 4-12. I think he might want to see what happens when I'm gone. You guys should have paid me. So we'll see what happens. I think they're going to be a 500 team, which is not usually the case for them. So I don't think they have more than 8 wins, and we'll see what happens when it plays out.
It's going to be interesting to see how this AFC East dynamic works with the powerhouse no longer being in there. The Jets are on the come up. The Bills also on the come up, had a little bit better of a season last year than the Jets, and then the Dolphins, who are pretty much always bottom of the barrel team, but who knows? Maybe this is their year too. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, The division's always been, pretty a one-man show there with the Patriots. So I'm very excited to see what happens. I do think Bills have a little head start on the Jets. I think they've last 2 to 3 years they've really grown the program a little more than the Jets have. I think Josh Allen, if he can continue this uptick he's been on, I think the Bills are going to be a heck of a team. Stefon Diggs just went to the Bills, and I think that's going to be a heck of a weapon. I think Diggs is still top 5, top 6 receiver in the league. Even regardless of numbers, like those are the guys that you have to have double coverage on. And I think him being in Buffalo with the mobility of Josh Allen, I think the Bills are going to be fighting for the leader of that division.
A young running back in Devin Singletary,
Yeah,
John Brown.
that's right.
That move is really gonna affect that team. So let's talk about another move. Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins went to the Cardinals. I mean,
Crazy.
This one had the world just so confused. What do you think of this trade?
Oh man, there's always bad blood when you kind of move guys around. I think guys take it really personally, and I think DeAndre was one of those guys. I think he was never happy as a Texan, but when just from the information that's surfacing with kind of his relationship with Bill O'Brien, but I think it's a terrible move for the Texans, and I hope it turns out to be a good move for DeAndre. I think he's got some serious years left to be one of those top 3 receivers in the league. And, it's exciting to see him in a new team and hopefully in a better situation. I think this could be the start of the end of Bill O'Brien. I mean, I think he's kind of been on the hot seat since he's been there. He's had his ups and downs. This is a bad move. Getting rid of arguably the best receiver in the league for a running back on his back 9. And what was it, a 2nd-round pick? And again, these guys, knowing how football operations work and knowing all the things that go into these decisions, they might know something we don't, and it's hard to judge when you don't have all the facts. We only see what the media gives us, right? These guys know a lot more than we do, but man, from the outside, it does not look pretty. I think that was the most surprising and probably worst decision so far in free agency.
I mean, we're going to see some news come out in this whole situation. The Bill O'Brien thing, I definitely agree with you. I think it is the end. Michael Irvin came out and said that there was that comparison that Bill O'Brien used, saying something along the lines of Aaron Hernandez thing, that he hasn't kind of seen this type of relationship. That's just, it's the downhill of the Texans, I think. I would give Bill O'Brien one more season, possibly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think if they have less than 10 wins, I think he's gone mid-year. Mm-hmm. And then if they are not really moving in the direction that ownership wants it to, I think he's gone at the end of the season. That's just, and again, we never know how these things are going to shake out. We could be completely wrong, but that's what it looks like at this point, at least. Yeah.
Out of all the moves, what would you say is the most impactful for one of these teams coming into the next season?
That's a good question. I think I don't know about most impactful, but a move that I really like is actually what the Cowboys have done. They kept Amari Cooper, and Amari is one of my guys from Alabama. I was there when he was there. He played a little bit more than I did, but it was still, I got to see him work and what kind of player and what kind of person he is. And they also brought another Bama guy, Clint Dix, the safety, over from the Bears. So again, I don't know if it would be the most impactful, but I like the kind of trend, the direction that the Cowboys are trending. Now, don't get me wrong, I hate the Cowboys. I think unless you're a Cowboy fan, everybody hates the Cowboys. But no, I do like some of the moves they've made so far. So, yeah.
I mean, the fact that they claim themselves to be America's team is something that really drives a lot of people mad, I think.
I know, but that's Jerry Jones land over there.
It's good to see Jerry Jones lock up its guys, though, given the payday they deserve.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure they just re-signed Dak, right? Then they give him a bunch of money that he probably didn't deserve.
Yeah. Dak is. So that's another topic for another day. I think Dak is one of those quarterbacks a little overrated, but
I agree.
Okay, on to a player that it seems like we both agree is a dud. What do you think is one of the moves that's happening this year so far that could end up being a dud in 2020? Sadly, I mean, some could say the move the Jets made last year with Le'Veon Bell might have been the dud of last season. But, I mean, as someone picked him first round in fantasy, I sort of viewed it as a little bit of a dud. So I might be a little biased. But what do you think is a move this year?
That's not going to work out?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Probably it may not be a move, but it may be re-signing some of these old quarterbacks that are coming in. Where did Phillip Rivers just go? He just went to the Colts, right?
Phil, yeah, went to the Colts.
I think the Colts are going to be headline news for the first 3 weeks, and then I think they're just going to tank. I don't think I think they're still going to hurt from losing Andrew Luck for a few more years to come, and I think signing a 41-year-old quarterback in Phillip Rivers, I don't think that's the answer. Um, you know, I don't know. I would say that would be my most questionable move is signing Phillip Rivers to the Colts. I think they should have gone in a different direction. I think they should have started young. They have a decent offensive line. They have a pretty decent defense, and I think they could be right in the middle of the pack there and fighting for wild card spots if they brought in some youth in the backfield there at that quarterback position. So I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be the answer for Indianapolis.
That's one of those confusing moves because you got to think, even with Phillip Rivers, they're not going to. I mean, I can't picture them being a Super Bowl contender compared to the Chiefs, the Ravens. They're not up there. So why are you slapping a Band-Aid on this thing and securing a 15 to 20 overall pick? It's not worth it. I don't see the benefit to this for your future. I mean, we could be wrong.
I completely agree.
Obviously,
we could. And that's what's fun about speculation. That's what's fun about talking about this before the season starts, is you never know. But yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. I think NFL is trending away from that one-man gunslinger ideal. I think it's more of a running back by committee and more of a game manager than it is anything else. I think that's why Tom Brady's been so successful, which also means maybe Phillip Rivers can get it done too. But didn't love the trade when I saw it, and thinking about it, I don't know if it'll work out.
Okay, let's go into a little bit of prediction. Okay. Obviously, it is fun, like you said, to speculate. I want to talk about what team in 2020 you think is going to be the new powerhouse. Last year we saw it be the Ravens. Obviously, that didn't work out in the playoffs. What team you think is going to be that in 2020?
That's a great question. I mean, unfortunately, when you look at powerhouses, you got to look at who's been, consistently doing it over the past couple of years. Because no teams just pop out of nowhere with 3 new guys that they signed or traded for and just are front runners. I think the Ravens are going to do a lot better. I think once Lamar Jackson really kind of comes into his own some more, he had a great season, MVP. But I think he's only going to improve. I think the Ravens are really going to be fighting. I think, Ravens Chiefs are going to be battling for the next couple of years. Not a very bold prediction, but just looking at who they have, especially in Baltimore, who they have on defense and on offense, and their potential there. If they can stay on the right course and stay healthy, I think we see them in the Super Bowl next year.
Give me a team that you think is going to be on the opposite end of the spectrum. A team that maybe people are expecting it to be good, but it's going to just be a complete tank.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but probably the Falcons. I don't think Matt Ryan has what it takes to get past that second tier teams there. I think they're going to be middle of the road, and especially signing Todd Gurley, I think Falcon fans are going to be very excited. I don't think one guy solves the problem, though. I think Atlanta has some underlying issues, and I think Atlanta is going to be towards the bottom of the spectrum there.
The NFC South is one of those divisions that's now, some would say it's a powerhouse. So for the Falcons to really do good in that division, it's going to be tough. You already got the Saints. You got the Panthers, who just got Teddy Bridgewater. Definitely an upgrade there. You got the Bucs with pick. Tom Brady. Yeah. It's a tough division. What do you think of the Teddy Bridgewater signing?
It's so funny you saying NFC South is going to be a powerhouse. They have been the laughingstock of the NFC forever. What is it? I think they got the record like 7-9 coming out is leading the division. But coming out of there, I think Saints are still a front runner for that. I think Drew Brees definitely doesn't have a ton of time left, but I think he's got 2 solid more years in him. I think the Saints are the most well equipped to lead that division. I think there's going to be growing pains for Tom Brady. As much as I would like to see him succeed, I think there's going to be a kind of a growing pains there. Love Teddy Bridgewater to the Panthers. I think that's a guy that'll fit well in there, and I think Panthers can do very well. But again, new quarterback, it throws a wrench in everything. So I'm going to say all the teams in that division with going to be new QB1s this year, they're going to be fighting for second. I think the Saints are going to lead that division again.
I don't know if it's just because everything going on, there's not any sports right now, so NFL free agency is our little bit of sports that we get, but it seems like there's a lot of action this offseason.
It seems way more active than last year. Or maybe, like you said, maybe we just don't notice. We always had basketball going on, March Madness and all that. And since we don't have that, I think we're keeping a lot closer watch on free agency, and it's stunning some of the moves. I think you don't realize how many guys change teams and how much money floats around during these free agency periods.
Ty, it's always great talking sports with you, whether it's NFL, handball, or just anything in general. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Anything you want to close out and tell the fans?
Just kind of hang in there. This coronavirus is a very serious thing. It's been taken seriously as it should be, and a lot of things are being canceled or postponed or rescheduled. And let's just hope we don't lose, it's part of the NFL season. I know it's a long ways off, but you never know. So I would say just hang tough, and let's hopefully we get some good NFL season next year.
I mean, at this point, that's all we could pretty much hope for.
Yeah.
It's definitely scary out there. Everyone just wash your hands, stay healthy, social distance, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, this is something we've never really dealt with as a nation and as a world before. I think this, at least in my lifetime, this is something very unique and very new. So yeah, stay safe, but hopefully we get some good NFL next year. I had one closing thing. I have 4 or 5 years. I've had an ongoing bet with a friend of mine who's a diehard Browns fan. That each season we see who's going to have more wins, the Jets or the Browns. So I just want to say I'm very confident this season that the Jets will prevail.
The Browns are on the upswing, obviously. Baker Mayfield a little questionable, but I mean, I'll throw my hat in the ring. I'll say my favorite team, the Raiders, are going to do better than both of them. Maybe that's a little bit, and that's an easy pick, I think. But the Jets blew them out last year.
How many wins did the Raiders have last year? 4? Yeah, no. What did the Raiders have? 4 or 5 wins last year?
I mean, the one that really breaks my heart the most is the crushing victory to the Jets. I think it was like 35-3 or something. It was a terrible.
That one was rough. And we actually gave Baker Mayfield his first win. It was against us. It was the Browns' first win in 3 years or whatever. God, the Jets lose all the games they shouldn't and win some of the ones they. Wait, I said that backwards. They don't win any of the games they should, and they sometimes win games they shouldn't. We got to stop losing to the Browns and the Raiders. I still think Jets have more wins than Vegas.
Ooh, okay. Well, I guess we'll see. Hopefully the NFL season doesn't get postponed or nothing happens with that. But Ty, it was great speaking with you. Everyone out there, stay healthy, wash your hands, and make sure you, social distance at this point. Talk to you guys later.
Stay away. Thanks, Shane. Talk to you later.